to find the chat room right now.
All right. Here we go. We got Lords of the Bell. They're lying up there with all their gutter runners. A couple of Beastmen, a Chaos Warrior, and then Underworld Goblins. Bit of lag on Oni's stream here. And then Griffin's Greats.
Yes, I'm seeing some goblins. We're going to be especially out on the lookout for Kibbles and Bits. A great team. They came from the college leagues together.
Can't tell who won that. Was it Griffin's Greats that won the coin toss?
Yeah, and he looks like he's going to receive the ball, which is what you should do. Although his lessons going to test, it didn't work out for me when I played last.
Did you bring up the one of their watches yet, Lessons?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
We're having technical difficulties on this corner of things.
I'm just making sure because I heard like a ringing noise. And I was just trying to make sure you weren't trying to watch on me or something.
No. I have the voice channel on the chat, but I don't.
On the right-hand side, where all the people in the chat room are listed, just right-click on one of those names.
Launch game, walking. There we go. Sorry, folks, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are connecting through the ether.
And now my view of Oni says, decided to reload for no reason. There we go.
There we are. Because I'm watching Oni as well. I think that's why.
Might have been, although I was having a worse. Sorry, the words just skipped my brain. I was having 4 ADP, and now I'm at 720. So turns out it worked out better anyway.
Well, Oni seems to be selecting his moves, I believe.
He's setting up his front line at the moment. Actually, that's Griffin.
That's Griffin.
I don't know
He's going for some depth.
See, I don't know if we're on a time delay here. I'm currently watching Griffin setting up his front line, the human players.
Mm-hmm. He seems to be going for some depth here instead of frontal assault, Dwarven style.
He's not starting out with his Kroxigor on the line.
Well, if I had to guess, it looks like he's holding his Amazons in the back, which are his throwers. Mm-hmm. So I think some of the shirtless guys are the catchers. I can't remember. But odds are he's going to go for a downfield pass, would be my guess.
Going for right field, I believe. Left field to me. Right field to him.
I don't know. She panned over a little bit more to the right. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's focusing on.
Uh-huh. The question is, does the opposing team have any stopping power? Because throwing the ball seems like a good idea.
Well, he's got his Chaos Warriors on the front middle line, so yeah, that's most of his stopping power there. Okay, they both got an extra reroll.
Yeah. The fans love that kick, but not the referee. That's for sure.
In the long run, Oni's going to have a field day here because he has 5 team rerolls. Griffin's 2. The advantage Oni's team has here is that he has a lot of really fast, weak runners, which should be able to keep up with the ball holder, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, he has at least one player on the team specifically designed to hurt another player.
Looks like Griffin's going to break around his legs.
Yeah, he's going for the offensive, that's for sure. He might probably want you manage to push, yeah.
I just want to know, a frenzy means that once you get a success, you can follow that up with a secondary.
Oh. That looked nasty.
He's got his Oregon Wolfen on the board.
The greats are not as fragile as they look, apparently.
As we were saying before, he named them after all historical figures. Mostly former U.S. presidents, I seem to recall.
Didn't go for the Alexander bit, huh?
Nope, there is one. There's an Alexander the Great in there. There's also a Genghis Khan. That's his Kroxigor.
Alexander the all right.
Don't know what he's going for here.
I think we now know. He might be trying to go deep, but he has 2 dodges he has to make. That might not be possible.
They're high chance.
Trying to build a cage around that ball.
Another thing to remember, though, is you also get experience for even short passes. So if he was going for trying to level up his team quickly, even through losses, he might go for some short passes.
Too early in his career to have an apothecary, but yeah, if he can survive those hits, might be in a good place.
I don't know that he wants to move up the ball into such a precarious position as the front line, especially if he's not going to pass. And you're not going to pass when you have units next to the other teammates. He gets a negative modifier for that. There we go. There's the assassin that I talked about before.
Oh, failure.
That means he stabbed himself.
Just
No,
missed. He failed the stab. You can see on the bottom right-hand corner, he rolled an 8+. I believe he needs a 7 or lower in order to pass a stab.
Oh, they're gonna gang up on this guy, that's for sure. Can he make it? He cannot.
Oh, he's going to use a precious reroll.
Well, once again, though, he has 4 natural rerolls on his team, plus the 1 granted to him by the kickoff, which still puts him in advantageous territory despite this what just happened.
Yeah. Now still going for the right flank.
Well, regardless of where his team members are right now, once again, the ball is in control of a thrower, so at any point, could wind up downfield.
Yeah, but he definitely needs to find an opening in order for the receiver. So,
right. But if Oni, like you, is thinking that everything's coming in from the left-hand side, as it were, from Oni's perspective, and moves things to block that, he opens up his right-hand side, which then the thrower can take advantage of. Well, that did not turn out well for him. That's the downside of Frenzy.
Napoleon is turned.
It wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he learned the results of the land war in Russia. And
Again? He might want to get some allies to help in the stab, or does not the assassin get a bonus from allies?
I would assume he would, but once again, the assassin is the only one on the field here that has a player to PvP sort of only function. Of course, we know everyone else is doing this. But you'll notice every time that the assassin is up, he's trying to stab someone, not actually fighting them on their own terms.
Well, that's a risky move if we were to go for that.
Yeah,
I thought about it.
If he was playing in Amazon, that would make sense, but that is not this team.
He's thinking that he has the rerolls to make it.
Even
that
then,
didn't work last time.
Even then, he's going for double red dice, which would not make it a good move, even if he made it through all those dodges.
It seems he wants the ball badly. Yeah.
Yeah, He's getting spitting distance on the ball carrier now.
Well, the thing is here, these teams are fairly even. Well, the main larger players in both teams are fairly even when it comes to strength and armor. So we're probably not going to see a ton of injuries coming from this game. Not unless it's a human punching down against a underworld goblin.
I think he's planning to put a lot of pressure on the ball carrier.
That was a lot of failed rolls.
Mm-hmm. Oh, talk about injuries. We have our first one.
No long-term effect, though. That player will be back next game.
Yeah, if we want to talk about injuries, those are the best kind. Both down. Both dice.
Well, no, the lineman there has block on his side.
Oh no, poor Kibble.
That's what I'm talking
Ooh.
about. Those underworld goblins cannot take a hit. They're meant to be thrown. They're not meant to be punched. And this is the
So
wide.
can she disengage enough to make the pass without interruption, or is he hoping that his rerolls will give him the win?
I mean, even if he rerolled, that'd be a 17% chance.
But it's 2 rolls. Remember. If it were 1-on-1, no problem. But if it's 2-1, I see. He is going to try to re-rest that balance.
I don't know that's even worth it to try and disengage either, because you get hit trying to move away, you're going to lose control of the ball. And it's going to be their turn next.
Didn't do much there.
Marking another gutter runner. That could be a smart move.
It's Howard Taft on the field. I mean, at the same time, you might want to go for the pass just to see if you can get the ball out of that side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise,
he gets crowded out.
Yeah.
He's risking a lot by moving that forward, though, because if the ball falls,
I mean, it'd be better to have a failed pass than a
down runner.
Well, even that, a down runner, or a just a loose ball on the field on their side.
Without anybody to pick it up. That's for sure.
A fancy leap.
That assassin is not doing any favors for anybody. Failed 2 stabs and then a shadowing in a row. Shadowing would have allowed him to follow the Kislev circus member there, who did their little jump maneuver.
And a fumble.
Still, it's probably the best of all scenarios.
Right.
Well, we're about to see whether or not she survives long enough for him to pick up the ball again.
And there goes Alexander the Great.
As we see a stab finally performed.
He was stabbed into unconsciousness.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Nope, not with the dodgy. Now, if you just move that one other player out of the way, the ball will be wide open.
Does he go for the 67% dodge?
You know, it only just occurred to me, Griffin did not put the Croxigor out in the field, did he?
Nope.
No. He's one loyal player from his former team.
Well, not even that. The Croxigor is his strongest, physically strongest player. If he was going to counter these Chaos Warriors, that would have been the move. It seems like he's going for a run-pass play, which is not panning out for him.
Yeah, he's getting munched. James Garfield is now KO'd.
His team is getting walloped, that's for sure. Already has one death in the... Well, we already had one death on the field, but not on his side, though.
No, that was Bits, I believe, which would have been one of Oni's.
And I think we got a score.
Well, that's one for Lords of the Bell, but we all know that Skaven are bullshit, don't we?
You might say that.
Well, now he's going to have to bring out Genghis Khan there, sitting on the sidelines. As the knocked out players did not stand back up. I believe that means that he's a short one player.
Mm-hmm.
I think the downside is, if I recall correctly, Genghis Khan is a loner, which means that if he's standing by himself and attempts to make a move, he has a high chance to just do nothing.
And it also means that there's a high chance that your rerolls won't work with him.
Nobody told Genghis Khan that there's no iron team. That's for sure.
As you can see by the size differential here, most imposing player on the human side.
It's not a human.
Well, in fairness, he has two non-human players on his team. The other is a werewolf. I don't know, technically, where you fall on the werewolf thing.
Well, I heard rumors that they're trying to make an all-werewolf league, but that hasn't panned out yet.
Now they can stay on their own team. Them and the vampires and the zombies.
Mm-hmm. And throw in a couple of golems in, and you have a very interesting mix-up.
Oh, yeah, mummies. I forgot about the mummies.
Them too.
I guess he really did not like what the assassin did last time. Seems to be really focusing in on.
Yeah, let's see what happens with this assassin.
I mean, in fairness, if every turnover you lost a player to an assassin, well, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we lost 1 point to movement.
Yeah, that seems to be rather permanent.
Yeah, with no apothecary, he has to live with that.
That player will be expensive to replace.
Yeah, I guess he has to hope for a good earnings roll. End of match.
In one of those things where you win the game but lose the league? Well, probably not. Too early to tell.
Well, depending on popularity, he could still earn enough even if he loses to replace a player. Probably not with a preferred player of choice, because I believe those assassins are pretty expensive.
You better believe it if you murder for a living. Again, I think we're having a situation where the greats are trying to build an opening here to set up another pass.
Well, the problem is that they've left too wide of an opening. As we already know, those gutter runners can get in there. I mean, they're not too terribly effective at harming the opposition.
But they just have to through it.
Well, yeah, but they can get over there and they can lower the chances of a successful pass, which is entirely what he seems to be going for here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the thing with the passing game is not only accuracy, but speed. And if he has to make too many Dutch rolls, even at low chances, well...
Well, as you see here, it's many things. It's picking up the ball. It's being able to throw the ball, which is also a very low chance. And then catching the ball.
Again, I think we're seeing that the Lords of the Bell are basically exploiting the other side's weaknesses. You just have to hold on enough to the other side to make a mistake, and then exploit it.
Right. Griffin is too often moving forwards with the expectation of success and leaving his backside wide open. And teams like this, the Skaven team that we have on in the league, if we had an Amazon team or a Kislev team, they would all be taking advantage of the situation right now in the same way.
Yes, when you have very agile players, you have to make good use of them.
Well, you have to make a good use of a front line that can stop people from running through it. You want tackle zones. You preferably want non-dodgy opponents, but you take what you can get. But Griffin's been leaving wide openings on every side. Both turnovers now. This is why I said you gotta have somebody to block these Chaos Warriors, because even his strongest can fail a roll.
Mm-hmm. And getting up again eats a lot of movement. So
yeah.
So now the Amazons wish they were that. He went so far, only to end up in the ground.
83%.
I can only think he thinks he's near the end of this turnover. Why not make the roll?
Ooh, he's going to injure the big guy.
Yeah, for one thing, he's got Stunty going for him, so that wasn't much of a concern. Also, they're next to the cheapest units you could buy in the game, so it's not worth fretting over losing them. Here comes the foul.
And the ref was blind. He did not see that one.
I think...
Well, they are biased with goblins.
Yeah. Well, I was saying it before, I'm pretty sure Oni's all about the fouls and the dirty plays. He builds his teams around that, usually. Yeah, there's not much recovery going down here. I think all Griffin can rely on here is the two throwers he left in the back to try and hold things up for themselves. And I do not think they're good strength players.
I don't think they have the reach to stop those Skaven from getting there.
No, the two throwers in the back, not Napoleon, sorry,
The two
Cleopatra and Helen of Troy, I believe are their names.
Yeah, but hopefully one of them will try to pick up the ball, right?
If you can just stall these two, well, no, even then, even if they get up, no, Griffin's losing this one. Oh, there we go. I forgot rerolls. Yeah, because even if you stall them, all they have to do is pick it up, and they can push it for two. Yeah.
250%.
Oh.
It's the only chance he's got. It's either this or lose it in the turnover. Well, I guess he's deciding to lose it in the turnover.
That actually might no follow through, which means, in fact, he might even improve the chances of the other side getting the ball.
Well, having a unit near the ball will decrease its chances of picking it up, and the Skaven has no assisted ability to pick it up. But... Alright, no injury. But it is still unlikely that that's going to prevent a touchdown from happening.
I mean, he could use his Skaven to... that's a lot of dodging.
Again, he's not in any situation to, like, have a choice. He's got to prevent these Skaven from moving. He has to prevent them from picking up the ball.
No, his big guy is still down.
On the side of the field.
Lords of Bells have truly managed to put a offensive team in the pure defense not once, but twice.
Well, he's pretty effectively stopped that one there, but I didn't think that one was much risk anyway. I think the other one, the far right, probably Dart of the Undertunnels, I think his name is probably going to run in there, pick it up, and just touchdown. And remember, Lords of the Bell still has 2 rerolls.
Of course, their association with bells is the only reason the Skaven would think to truck with them. Ooh, that armor break.
Ooh.
Just a stun, nothing too terrible.
Yeah, he was just optimizing for the best dice result. And now seeing who gets the best chance of a foul.
Mm-hmm. Going for the push, but a hit will have to do.
That's the thing, right? Is he has no pressure to move down the field. Worst case scenario, Griff picks up the ball and moves slightly closer or tries to make a pass and the ball bounces around anybody nearby. In which case, one of his own guys might end up with the ball.
It seems like the greats are positioning themselves. Yep, there you go.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. 2-0 for the
And it
Lords
was
of
Darn
Bell.
of the Undertones, just like I said he was, too. I even called out the right Skaven in a group of Skaven.
Is that his second touchdown this game?
It
Yeah,
is.
back to back.
Griffin has been unable to move the ball out of his own zone. By the way, it looks like Oni Wolf is getting short on players here. Well, the last thing you want to do with a Chaos team is be left with gutter runners and goblins.
Might be that the greats are wearing down the chaos players, but can they do that fast enough just to even score once, let alone overcome the two goal advantage?
The
We're about to find out.
thing about that is only one of them is a kill. The other ones still might come back in the second half.
Griffin's leaving his corners wide open. But there he goes.
They have much of a choice, to be honest.
Well, it seems like he's still following up on the same exact tactic. You can
Yeah,
tell by the way he
he's
played. He's left Cleopatra and Helen back there.
I mean, they don't have a lot of offensive power, so, well.
Well, he has enough high-strength, high-armor players to try and circle the ball and move it downfield the slow way. He has just decided not to repeatedly.
That guy's looking for a beating.
Well, he's going to pick up the ball, he's going to try and throw it downfield, but
To Leonidas.
everything in the front of where the ball is at is going to be real hard to pass through. Only taking a quick look at all these men shirtless. Also a dangerous choice. Even if it was 3 dice, the ball is still on the ground. Meaning if you failed that die roll, 3 skulls or whatever, you open up the other team to a pickup and get them 3rd touchdown.
Oh, we have another injury on the field.
I mean, it certainly has the making of a higher XP game than the first one. A lot more injuries. Granted, touchdowns gives you more XP than an injury does, but it's hard to have such a high-scoring game as the first one.
Yeah, I was surprised myself I managed to do that good.
So conceivably, the thing you'd want to do is you want to push all the Oni's players to the right of the field to open up a pass line to your catcher downfield. Seeing as you only have 2 turns left, I don't know what Griffin's going for play-wise. I mean, obviously, stopping the gutter runners seems to be part of it.
Oh, he has the advantage before the assassin recovers.
Oh, the assassin's still out.
Yeah. Nice pass to Leonidas. Can he keep the ball long enough to score, though?
Yeah, he's out there alone. Already moved, so he can't do anything. I mean, the only ones free right now are the goblins, which are basically worthless.
Bit of a love tap there.
Not what I would have thought. I would have thought he would have turned the Beastman around to get the ball.
I think he's going to count on giving Leonidas as many penalties as possible. Yeah.
I guess that was a refund? Nope. That was knees.
Yeah, he's going to try to surround Leonidas in order for him to make it impossible. Oh, that seems to be the plan. But it doesn't seem to be working.
Oh, and Kibble's gonna mix next game to an injured eye. Once again, though, goblins are worthless. Not a real hurt to the team. Just means he's down 2 goblins for next game so far.
Griffin's finally supporting his ball carrier.
Again, in fairness, could probably just walk around the goblin if they have such low stats.
Finally, the great score. That's good. But we are getting close to halftime here.
Yep, still 2 more turns. Oh, yeah, technically.
Now, I think we might see the greats continue to push the ball, and hopefully that they can outlast the Lords of Bells. I think that seems to be the overall strategy. Again, will it pay out? We're about to find out.
It seems unlikely anything meaningful is going to happen in the next 2 turns, other than possibly going for another foul or try and gang up on one player to even out the teams before they turn over to the next half.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we already have one with an eye injury and a dead player. Sure, they're cheap, but they're out. So it's not inconceivable that strategy might work.
Right, but the goblins are just so meaningless that all they do is occupy a spot. Their tackle zones aren't even important.
So that gutter runner is regretting his placement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the one next to the Croxagore.
I mean, we're already only at before halftime, right? And Dart is already ready for a level up. That has to be the best Skaven in the league.
I don't know, Provolone's doing pretty good.
Again, we're not even at halftime yet, and Dart is already showing the level up bars. I can't believe we've gotten this many games in and not one teammate has been hit by a thrown rock or some shit. You also have gotten some very lucky kickoff rolls.
Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't want both of them to be down on your second to last turn on this half of the game. Like that. There's some unlucky rolls from the Chaos team.
Well, where your mistress is random chance, she's not always going to favor you.
I don't know that that's true for Lords of the Bell. You gotta remember, there's multiple Chaos Gods. They could have Nuffle. Or Nurgle, depending on your options.
Oh, that would be an interesting choice.
I mean, best case scenario, you're getting 1 XP on a Goblin.
I think they're playing more a game of keep away. If he can run down the clock, then he keeps his advantage.
Even then, it would have been better had the Goblin still holding the ball, because the Goblin was further away from the touchdown area. Effectively, all he's done is thrown the ball closer to Griffin's objective.
That's true.
Well, that's not good. No long-term effect, though. He'll be back next game just fine. Unfortunately, just means that he won't get the full XP he might have been getting. We are not going to see a level 3 Dart of the Undertunnels on his next game.
Now, can the B guy be effective? He hasn't been very effective up to now, only pushing people around.
Well, he only moved him. He didn't blitz him, so we're not going to see anything more from him this half. Really, we're only going to see a couple more movements, 2 attacks, and a blitz, probably. So, Griff is not going to score again this side of the game. That's all she wrote, right? Yep. You stunned Glover Heathland. And with your fastest runner down, I don't think Oni is going to be able to capitalize on this either. Not that I think 9 movement allowance was going to cross the field anyway.
Not without someone to pass.
And his is not a team of catchers, so it wasn't going to play out well for him either way. I mean, at the very least, you could run somebody over there to pick up the ball, hopefully, and then try to make a pass for the 1 experience gain. Just to min-max the experience.
Yeah, I learned too late that handoffs do not give XP.
Oh. A gore attack on the big guy.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard to hurt a cross score, though, so...
He's going to try it anyway.
I mean, they are the most expensive members of the team. And the Chaos Warrior is the strongest. Didn't play out, though. Yeah, if you could take the cross score off of Griffin's team, that would be a huge blow against Griffin's Greats. Both in monetary cost as well as ability to function on the field. But yeah, here's where Griffin's going to be able to turn it all around, as Oni's side of the field is fairly undefended. Too much of his team has been taken out. He could literally just take the rest of the turns now, beating the crap out of Oni's team until he's got nothing left on the field and then just run constant touchdowns. In fact, I have no idea what happens in the game of Blood Bowl if the entire other team is injured.
That would be interesting to see.
I've never seen it before, even on the teams that have like all the whole halfling team and 2 ents. I've never seen what happens when all the halflings die and the ents are injured. I mean, it has to be an unbelievable turn of events for Griffin, who early on in this game looked like was about to lose totally, and now he's on a board where his opponent only has 5 teammates.
And he's kicking for the other side of the field.
Yeah, these are the weakest.
Right,
Yeah, these are the weakest kickoff events, and that was incredibly lucky. Well, lucky and unlucky. Again, it's a goblin.
Oh, red die on that one.
I suppose Oni could still pull this off if he just, as you said before, plays a game of keep away.
That seems to be the only option that he has right now.
Seems incredibly unlikely, though. Once again, goblins are worth shit. All they can do is move fast, but there is a lot of Griffin's Greats still out there.
Yeah, and he's not doing any real significant damage to the Greats. He was doing so early on, but not anymore.
I think the real blow for team morale was when Bits got taken down. And then Kibble got injured.
Yeah, you have to hand it off to someone who's stronger. Oh, that was a good play.
Was he trying to bait a tackle?
He's passing into... Again, it was a goblin holding the ball, the worst of all scenarios, so putting it into anybody else's hands. The Chaos Warrior would have been better, but there was a low chance of that happening. So having it in the hands of a Beastman is far preferable. It's lower movement speed, but it's a better defense.
It fits with the keep away strategy.
No, I mean, with it in the hands of a Beastman, I think he actually has an opportunity here to actually get down the field and score at least one more touchdown before the game's over. Especially with the majority of Griffin's Greats being on the opposite end of the field.
That is true.
It's unlikely, but it's his best opportunity to have it happen.
Of course, if he can force a change of catch of the ball here, he could run a couple of people downstream and then actually have his passing game work for him, which seems to be the one he's trying to go for here.
Ever hopeful.
Yep.
I mean, it just goes to show you, whoever Griff has to face next, this is what he's going for. This is his strategy, and no matter what happens on the field, he's apparently always going to go with it.
Mm-hmm. Which must be so frustrating for Lord of Balls that he doesn't have the player capacity to really exploit that.
I mean, all he has to do is have that Chaos Warrior there, attack the guy staying in front of his ball carrier. Well, not anymore. This changes things.
Mm-hmm.
Griffin remembered all his guys don't have block.
And it's going to be an unfortunate position to pick up the ball in unless you have someone to follow through on it. So the last thing you want is to get kicked off of the field and have the audience beat the shit out of you. Well, here we
Yeah,
go,
he's
though.
going for the pass. Oh, did not work. The Lords of Chaos still are influencing this game.
You gotta remember, Lords of the Bell still have 4 rerolls.
1 reroll per member.
But you know, sometimes you just don't win. To say I have a small bit of satisfaction in this, seeing as I'm running the other Chaos team. So, this really increases my chances of being the preeminent Chaos team. I mean, there's not much to say here. Griffin is basically at complete control of the field. He needs to score 2 more touchdowns to win the game. Really, he doesn't even need to mess with Oni's team. Oni's team right here is just a distraction. Their numbers on the field are meaningless. If you just pick up the ball and run it as far as possible, the throws are just you trying to show that you can do it.
Yep. 1 more to go.
Mm-hmm. Well, 2 more if he wants to win the game.
Well, 1 more if he wants to win the game.
Yeah. Haha. We've seen in the halftime, the turnaround in the halftime with not what this game started as, that's for sure.
Still, it's what, 5 against 11?
Mm-hmm. We'll probably hear from the coach that this is what they intended to do, but the evidence is that it's more of just simply an endurance game that he did not expect to have to play at all.
I mean, regardless of what happens, Darts does level up. We won't see him next game, which is unfortunate because that will be... I'm not calling it ahead of time, but if Oni loses, his next game is going to be in the loser's bracket, which means that he'll be not only down his strongest player, he'll also be on the back foot and needing to win if he wants to get through to the end of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to facing Chaos.
I mean, there's precious little he can do here organization-wise. Because unfortunately, Griff has full control of the field. And it's going to be really hard to slip through. I think Oni's forgetting he needs to put somebody on the far right-hand side of the field.
Any opening he gives is just giving a goal to the greats.
Again, they have all the openings they want. He can't cover every tackle zone. It's physically impossible for the number of players he has.
That's not really much of an advantage. Would have been an advantage earlier, but now, not really.
I mean, with a different formation for the front, it could have been. Because then he could have moved somebody out of somebody else's tackle zone and off to the side, so he could make the ill-informed but only play he has throw downfield. The dice are just not working for him today.
He's going to use a goblin to pick up the ball again.
Oh, he still has a reroll. Let's see if that works for him. It did.
I mean, it's amazing the Goblin picks up the ball at all, but at the same time...
I think he's going for the cage. With so few players, he doesn't have much of a choice.
I mean, the thing is, they can still run a guy up right in the middle. Or anyone with a movement speed on the left-hand side, just circle around. That sounds like a broken record. At the end of the day, it's still a goblin holding the ball.
And if he can stick his big guy on the goblin, our lizard fellow can actually do some damage. Yeah,
Good
it's
marking
all
on
she
the
wrote.
bulk
I mean,
there.
literally anybody. You can stick literally anybody on the... He's a goblin. The second cheapest unit in the game. Stats that put him in the field with halflings.
Halflings would be the worst players in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the weakest.
With the lowest movement ability. I think, a 1 agility?
Yeah, I can see that the Greats are going for a counter cage maneuver here.
I think they're going for a crowd surf.
Well, I mean, all they do is follow through and then... That's another one out.
KO.
So all they do is follow through and they've got the goblin in a tackle zone. On 2 sides. And for a goblin, that is inescapable.
I don't know. They do have that stunty ability.
It's not gonna matter. If he was gonna focus on the stunty ability, he would have just run him downfield. At this point, Griff is probably just surrounding them to KO them all, into them all.
Mm-hmm.
Just play the beatdown game.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like I said, though, if he was counting on that, he would have just run him downfield from the beginning.
But can he exploit that? No, I don't think he can.
Well, he passed it off to the Chaos Warrior, which is the strongest member of his remaining team.
Yeah, but he tried that before. It didn't work out for him.
No, he passed it to a Beastman before. The Chaos Warrior is literally the strongest member of his entire team. It's not exactly the equivalent of the Croxador, but it is the best he's got.
So definitely better than the Storm Vermin.
Well, the Chaos Warriors make up with not having any abilities by having high stats. So if you imagine your strongest member of your team, the Croxagore here, or Storm Vermin, with no abilities but higher stats. So, like 7 strengths and 4 agility or something like that. I mean, no real advantage to having your throwers be the people closest to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, Alexander? Yep.
This is gonna hurt. Oh, Alexander.
Well, the thing is, it's going to bounce around everybody in the area, which is only his teammates.
No, but there is a goblin there.
Well, yeah, I guess it's 1 in 9 chance.
Oh, he's going for the long pass.
Yeah, and their thrower is right there. That's Cleopatra?
Mm-hmm.
I believe Cleopatra's the blonde and Helen of Troy is the brunette. I guess going for the isolation of every single one of his units first. Alright, it looks like Griff is going to win this.
Well, we do certainly have a turnover, that's for sure.
It was a poor first half, but a fairly strong second half, because what was going to happen, right? The entire team is down. Oni really has to be regretting a lot of his choices here.
Yeah, he came out swinging, but he who lives by the fist dies by the
Yeah,
fist.
very much like a definite win when near the second half. For the second half of the first quarter, he had 2-0. I mean, what can you even do here? I mean, with just 4 guys, you can barely set up a legal defense, let alone set up a ploy to... I mean, what do you gotta go for here? A draw?
Probably.
I mean, it's the best case scenario. Okay, so he gets some free moves, but at the same time, no real attacks unless he blitzes with one of them. Just one more thing in Oni's bucket of this game is shit.
Well, Griffin is confident that he can move his throwers up front.
Only has 3 guys on the front line and a goblin near the ball. I don't think there's a threat of anything. He could move all of his guys forwards. Well, except for the guys in the tackle zone, which he's unable to move, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's just marking them so they don't go anywhere.
Yeah, might as well move that other one near the goblin. Why not? And there's that one blitz I was talking about. Yeah, Frenzy's great if you have it on a blocker, and especially against somebody else who has a block. That way your block moves turn into additional attacks, where they before seemed ineffective. Honestly, at this point of the game, I would be skipping these attacks. I mean, with only 3 guys left, just leave them on the ground. There's only so many fouls the other team can do against you.
Another stunning of Alexander the Great. Noni's trying to be a threat to Griffin's. Oh no, here comes the goblin.
Oh,
Yes, but again, a goblin is still just a goblin.
and there goes his last reroll. And it failed.
It literally went behind him. He literally moved the ball further in Griffin's direction. Not many players in this team, or in the entire league, in fact, would be able to throw a ball behind them. But again, a goblin is just a goblin.
That's one thing the goblins can excel at.
Damn, I was supposed to team up on the Chaos War. Like I said, I'd be heavily considering at this point just leaving my team on the ground and hitting end turn for the next couple of rounds. And all you're doing is threatening your last remaining team points to injury.
Certainly, Griffin wants to make us to injure as many people as many Chaos players as possible.
Certainly looks like he was going for it. I don't know what's going on in that conversation they're having during the game, but clearly one of them must be laughing, and the other one must be cursing. Yes.
A little tap on the goblin to get him out of the way.
Yeah, but unfortunately the goblin had stunty, so it wasn't going to happen.
Oh. Now it seems that it is the greats who are trying to play a little keep away. If for no other reason that they want to keep their lead and run down the clock.
That just feels like he's not taking any risks.
Which, considering how this started, makes sense. With no reroll. Oh, another injury. Yeah, no.
No long-term effect, though. We'll see him again next time.
Yeah, but that means that his thin player line is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. Not that it matters. He controls. The greats control the field, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter at all. Not since the turn, not since halftime. But I'm just saying that I feel like we're going to be seeing a goblin-heavy team in the losers bracket. Where basically this is Griff's chance to just score as many experience points as possible. Remember, every touchdown is 3 experience, every pass is 1 experience. I mean, if you get to keep going for injuries are 2 experience. You just gotta recall that the sturdiest members of Lords of the Bell are the only players up right now. The ones least likely to receive any injuries.
Let's see.
Even the Amazons are getting into action.
Oh, and
I hope that the greats don't forget to score this round.
They can't. Thrower has the ball. Thrower is unable to take any additional actions. They set themselves up for a pass, which is all they could do. So they decided not to run it into for some reason. It really ought to suck when your only turn is going to be to push somebody in a meaningless direction.
With no way of getting at the ball.
Yeah, you would have hoped that guy stood up and then attacked and then got an injury or something. That's why I say it's a bad feel to only get a push. Gotta get somebody in there to make sure this guy doesn't loner it up. Or I guess I can bonehead it up.
Mm-hmm.
No rerolls, Griff.
Oh.
And you didn't try to make a touchdown. Not that it matters. I mean, you got a free touchdown next turn anyway.
Oh, they're gonna go for a foul on that Chaos Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
No, it's Lord of the Bell are the ones who are trying to do something, but with so many red die, no.
As you all know, red die means that the opponent selects. So obviously Griffin's not going to choose to knock his own person down. Unless he... Okay, I'm going to say, unless he forgets what he's doing. Just 1 out for that guy you wanted to get.
And he didn't make it.
That was a long shot anyway.
Turn 16, the last turn.
I mean, he could just push this guy out, so, yeah.
Again, though, Chaos Warrior. Always a chance. He just hits you back.
And now she can run it in.
2-4.
All
Another
right.
high-scoring game.
So win for Griffin's Greats. All right, let's head on over to the coaches' chat and see what they have to say.
Roll that.
Well, that was quite a game.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, it really turned around when people started breaking on that front line.
Yeah. Yeah, when you showed up and only had 5 people left on the field, it certainly was not going your way anymore. It
think
It
all
definitely
things
was
considered.
initially.
It very much was
once-
looking like you were going to win there when you had two touchdowns, and Griffin only pulled out 1. And then we come back
Indeed.
in halftime.
Indeed, it was
and
looking
we
good
got
up
nobody
until.
left.
I think I did
the
pretty
two-
good with those 5 guys.
Your Skaven were really doing their weight here, and I think they actually got like a 5 and 6 experience on your side.
Oh yeah, they did great. That's one of the reasons. Like I was screaming last time, he's got to break those little gutter runners because they're a pain in the ass.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the experience on my side, and I'm just positively amazed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, every
Oh.
single person.
Oh, the loss of darts there. That's also going to be
Yeah.
big because he's not coming back for your next game, which is going to be
No,
in the
he's
losers
not.
bracket where you can really want him. And he was
Oh,
also the
dear.
guy who made the most touchdowns in the game.
But he leveled.
Yeah, he's leveled. That was pointing out that he
I think I can at least say my new strategy is in fact working out.
is it because it seemed like you were sticking to one strategy that whole game.
And eventually it worked.
When I ran out of people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was about to say when you kept doing it when you were winning
Oh.
and when you were losing. That's what I was saying. Anybody
Ah,
else? who
but no,
gonna
it was
be
the
playing
early
you-
failures in the throws that let the Skaven like actually capitalize on that entirely. I had nothing left behind because I was just like, there's no way 2 Skaven could be doing this. It couldn't possibly be.
Oh.
Well, in fairness, you did decimate a majority of the goblin side of the team.
Oh
That
yeah.
is very true.
Yeah, the goblins didn't last long.
Pouring one out for the goblins here.
Well, unfortunately, you're really gonna have to fill up your team some, right? Did you have
I
any
got 8 ringers
leftovers?
next time. They'll do the work.
Ah, there you go.
There you go.
Well, any closing thoughts from our two coaches?
I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad to play against you, Oni.
Same. This was a brilliant match. Really enjoyed
Definitely
it.
I'm energized for
Fun to
whoever I'm
watch.
going up against next.
All right, any closing thoughts, lessons, Ark?
Oh, I had fun watching the match. It was very good. Had me
Glad to
excited.
entertain.
You know, it was interesting. We were thinking, oh no, Griffin is just going to go for the pass, and ended up that the win was simply, well, you outlasted the other guy, basically.
Yeah. Turns out
Yeah.
8 armor accounts for a lot.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, well, I think that's gonna be it for our current game of Know Your Role Blood Bowl. I guess we'll
Woo.
see y'all next week. Thank you all for playing.
See you
Indeed.
next time.